Have you ever wondered why creators are still continue to uploading videos about video editing, color grading and filmmaking in general if there are so many? Do they tell or show something new and unique, or in summary it is all the same tips but from different people? Yes and no, you see, all of these things have something in common. It's some rules which you need to follow, but it doesn't matter that you can't bring something new to it. Because the color grading it is very unstable and individual thing. I have been color grading my videos for over 5 years in various programs from Sony Vegas and Premiere Pro to Final Cut Pro 10 where I'm still working, and I need to notice that I'm still looking for the best look and colors for my videos. I was changing my style many times, working with different colors, LUTs, tools, effects, and eventually I realized that for good look of your picture, primarily you need to worry about 3 things. It is correct exposure, I mean work with the light in your frame, correct white balance and normal saturation without overdo or vice versa. If at the beginning you do these 3 steps right, then you will be able to do anything you want with your picture to get this cool cinematic look and use additional tricks, curves, LUT cinematics and whatever. Therefore today I'm going to show you how I make my color grading in my videos in Final Cut Pro 10, how I work with the curves, hue, saturation and video scopes, without external paste plugins of course, with everything inbuilt, how to apply additional cinematic LUTs correctly, and finally how to save all your preset for the future videos to save your time. And yeah, I also have some free cinematic LUTs for you. Okay, I already opened my Final Cut Pro 10 and put my clip on the timeline. If you watch me for a long time, that you probably know that I work with Sony a7 III and shoot all my videos in HLG3 profile with color space BT 2020. It is flat picture profile like S-Log or V-Log, it has more dynamic range, it is flexible in color grading, therefore first what I need to do is convert my clip to Rec 709 color space. If you shoot in picture profile off or Sign 4 or other Rec 709 profiles, you can skip this step. For this action I need to use my Convert HLG3 LUT. We can use it here in general settings clip. As you can see, our clip was shot in Rec 2020 HLG. Go to camera LUT and choose our HLG LUT. By the way, you can also find this LUT in the descriptions for free. Or another way how I recommend to do, because we want to save all our manipulations in one preset, find custom LUT here in the video effects and drag it into our clip. And here we also choose our HLG3 LUT. Then change input to Rec 2020 HLG, output leave Rec 709. Great, now we have convert Rec 709 footage and we can start our work. For color grading we need to open our video scopes. We can do it custom here or go to the window Workspaces, Color and Effects. And here we can see 4 intimidating scopes. Personally I use only 3 of them. The Luma waveform for correction exposure, vector scope for adjusting skin tone and white balance, the RGB overlay for checking dominant colors in shot and white balance as well. Nothing scary or confusing. And let's start with the exposure. I will left only Luma for more convenience. It is essentially our shot. On the left here we can see my lights behind me, in the middle me and my face, and on the right overexposed my LED lamp here, with the shadows at the bottom here where is 0 and the highlights at the top. Below the 0 and up to 100 it is lost information in the frame, or just black color in shadows or overexposed white light in highlights. Let's go to the inspector panel, click the color correction icon, and choose the color effect color wheels. Of each color wheel you can see the exposure control. Shadows the darkest part of the image, highlights the brightest part, and midtones in between. Global to adjust the entire image. So to make our picture look right, we need to adjust the shadows while watching the waveform. Essentially want to bring the trace of the shadows down until the darkest parts of the image sits right above 0. Then I will work with the highlights a bit and midtones. For now, let's leave it like this. And yeah, opposite side of light sliders you can see other sliders which you can use for adjusting saturation in the shadows, highlights and midtones as well. Just for information, we will back to it after. On the RGB overlay we can see that we have a lot of red channels above the others, meaning the image has a reddish tint. But as you can see on my picture, almost everything have reddish or oranges tints. Therefore understandable that we see it. My skin tone looks good, and earlier I adjusted custom white balance with the gray card in my camera, so I'm considering that we can go further and open our vectorscope to work with our skin tone and check it for sure. In fact, I have dedicated video about color grading skin tones, and for more information about white balance, gray card and skin tone in general, I highly recommend you to watch it. If not, just know that our subject skin tone should always be on this line, and no matter what skin tone you are. Let's crop our face and take a look. We see that RGB overlay was right, we have more red channels in our skin than we need. So let's adjust it a bit. For this action we need to go to Inspector panel again, click Color Correction icon and now choose Hue Saturation Curves. Then take this little icon here and push it up or down while watching the vectorscope. Perfect. Click Reset and done. As we can see, our shot a little bit flat, so let's add a bit saturation in our shot. Let's open the color wheels again and work with saturation sliders, which I mentioned earlier. I will push up a bit global saturation entire the whole picture. And in summary, that's enough for me. Okay, we have done our base correction and now we can experiment with our picture, add additional contrast, hue, saturation, light and use additional cinematic LUTs. Now it is only your vision and your creativity. I just show you how I make my picture and maybe you'll find something interesting tricks or techniques for you. So let's get started. I go to color wheels and let's work with the Luma to make more contrast in our shot. This gives more gradual control over the overtones area here and undertones area here. And we get this signature as tone curve. But it is not all here. Let's bring down the top highlights point, creating a nice curve, easing the brightness parts and make it more soft. Then let's work with our shadows. This time we need to bring the shadows point down a bit and bring up the very bottom point from absolute black compression, the total range, and creating a knee between the undertones and the shadows. Now we can compare and see how our picture getting these soft gray blacks like in movie. Then I will go back to color wheels and adjust again bit exposure of my skin. Also we can make main focus in our subject with a mask. And bring up a bit shadows on my face, like this. Great! Currently I like everything and it's time to use our cinematic LUTs. Let's put our custom LUT into our clip again. Then go to Video Inspector, take our custom LUT here, and I'm going to choose my favorite LUT, Cinematic Tone, which you can also follow the link below the video. Of course for free and with other cool LUTs, so just for you my friend. We leave input and output to Rec 709 and here in mix we need to set nearly 20 or 30%, depends on how exactly you want to get in your shot. Personally I like use this LUT with nearly 30%, like this. To get cinematic black bars in your videos you can go to ways. How it should be and how you can simply do it with cropping. Let's start with the cropping. You need to go to the video inspector, drop below to crop and set top and bottom to 260. And that's all. Or do everything right and change your resolution of project. Make it custom and change here to 822. After that you need to go again to the video inspector and with the spatial conform, change type to fill. Now you have correct fill format for your video like in movies. But unfortunately, in the YouTube, if you have such a format, you couldn't use end screens in your videos. I figured out it after my last video about sound. Therefore, I recommend you to do it by wrong way if you have YouTube channel. Therefore, I will do it by wrong way with the cropping. Great, our picture looks pretty well and it's time to save our preset for our future videos. Click on our clip, then go to File and click Save Video Effects preset. Create your custom category if you don't have it, name your preset and save. And after you can easily find it in the effects here and use it. Welcome. So guys, it is how I usually do color grading in my videos. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you found something useful, interesting and maybe inspiring for yourself to make your videos better, more interesting and cinematic as exactly you see it and you want it. And if it is, as usual, make sure to give this video a like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget about free LUTs in the descriptions, and see you in the next videos.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah.